for Black girl nerds.
Shantel, it's been amazing to have you on The Boys officially.
Thank you.
We've been hearing so much about Becca Butcher, and to see you in person is fantastic.
Thank
So
you.
I wanted to start. I think Becca is one of the few people who can get away with standing up to Homelander as the mother of his son. So how has having a soup son kind of empowered Becca?
What's interesting is that having a superhero son and wanting to redeem the qualities that she experienced in Homelander is in my mind her being the superhero mom that she is, and really harnessing the human qualities that she knows Homelander and a lot of the soups are lacking, like empathy, compassion, being able to connect to your emotions, exploring the world outside of your own bubble. Even though they live inside a bubble, which is the challenge truly, is to have him be able to explore who he is and who he wants to be within the constraints of the world that they're unfortunately living in.
Yeah. I think another empowering moment for Becca was, her choosing her child over a man.
Yeah.
When you first read that, what went through your mind?
Oh goodness, so much went through my mind. There was so much talk of who Becca was in season 1, and then we saw these slight flashback glimpses, and then we had this big cliffhanger. And I didn't know what season 2 was going to bring. And of course, every bone and drop of blood in Becca's body wants to be with Butcher. That is her soulmate, the love of her life. And I so waited for that episode to come, and then to think that they didn't end up together. It felt like I was an audience member when I read it. And it was like, no. And then I had to remember what Becca was fighting for. And Becca's fighting to redeem what happened to her and to break the cycle of soups that are raised without nurturing, without mothers, and hopefully not raise Homelander 2.0, which is not what the world needs. And so understanding a bigger purpose and sacrificing herself and the love of her life, I think, was one of the hardest decisions, but it also meant that maybe there was this small glimmer of hope that out there, Billy was thriving and living his life and he would continue on. Whereas if she had told him what happened to her, he would have gotten himself killed trying to avenge, this injustice. And so it was such a hard place to read and for Becca to be in and to play, to be honest.
Yeah. I think that's one of my favorite moments watching as a woman, just seeing that portrayal of Becca and her choosing her son. I love that. Is there a favorite moment for you in the portrayal of women in the show?
You mean through other characters or my own?
Through other characters.
Yeah, I think that in season 1, we were left in such a gray area of understanding what exactly happened to Becca. And in season 2, I made it a point to make sure that we knew, because for survivors of sexual assault and rape, there is no gray area. Mm-hmm. And in my mind, it was really important. And we watched Starlight go through it in season 1 and the way that it empowered her. And I thought, it's important that we speak up to these things, not that we have to lean into the victim mode, which I don't think in any way, shape, or form Becca has. She's had 10 years to wrestle with it. Right. And to come out the other side and be stronger for it. But we have to speak to it and allow it to empower us rather than them take our power. And I watched that in so many of the women roles in season 1 as a fan of the show and just felt as though it was important to continue having that dialogue, from the point of women and for feminism.
Great. Thank you so much for your time.
So much. So nice to talk to you.
You as well. Thank you.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Better shake your booties for Black girl nerds. Better shake your booties for Black girl nerds.